Well, good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. So it is about to go down like Lewinsky. I'm talking about President Trump meeting with President Putin for the first time during his second presidency to, of course, discuss peace/business. Of course, the number one objective is to bring peace to Eastern Europe, stop the war between Russia and Ukraine. But Trump, I think, is realistic and optimistic at the same time. Now, of course, he ran on, I'll get this thing done. Well, I'll get peace on day one. Obviously, that didn't happen. I think that was a bit ambitious, if you will. But he's going into it a little more realistic, but with a lot of optimism still. He says that there's probably a 25% chance that a deal won't be made, but apparently Putin is showing up with a lot of business people, which means that he wants to do business, and business can only be done if there's peace, if the war ends. So that's a good indication of that. So I think Putin, based on that, because you can't, we've all learned, and if you haven't yet, you will, that you cannot go off of what people say. You have to go off of what they do. People will tell you all kinds of, we're going to do this and make this kind of money, we're going to do that, blah, blah, blah. But then when it comes down to it, when it comes time, will they actually do the action? So judging by that, seeing that he's coming with powerful business people in his country, then I guess that means he wants to do business. But Trump says that there will be severe consequences if Putin does not reach a deal. And of course, he doesn't mean militarily, he means economically, that he will tighten his grip on the financial Russian nuts of Putin if he has to. And of course, you know that. You know Trump will do that. You know Trump's going to keep his word. And you know Trump has our prosperity as his number one goal. And as long as that's the case, we'll always win, period. And we should. Any leader should have his people's prosperity as their number one priority. We've seen what happens when that isn't the case. But here's something crazy about that. Hillary Clinton, yes, that Hillary Clinton, that horned, winged demon of hell, actually said out of her forked tongue, she said that if Trump engineers a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine, that she will nominate him for the Nobel Peace Prize. You ever been riding in a car real fast and somebody hits the e-brake and turns the wheel, which hit the e-brake? What'd you say? Did you just say that if Trump brokers a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine, that you will nominate him for the Nobel Peace Prize? Hillary, how is that? How is that possible when you were the architect, the maestro of the Russiagate bullshit? So then you're saying he's in cahoots with Russia, but now you're saying he's not in cahoots with Russia because he brought peace. What? Like, does consuming that many stem cells of dead Chinese prisoners or missing American children make your brain crazy? What are you talking about, woman? You're the one who financed the dossier that started all Russia and Trump are in cahoots, and Russia spent $10 million in bots and influenced the election and videos of Trump pissing on hookers. You started that. And Hillary also started the birther thing, that Obama wasn't born in America, he was born in Kenya. Trump didn't start that. He ran with it. But Hillary started that because she was running against Obama. So now, Hillary, you want to give him the Nobel Peace Prize. You blood drinker. You want to give him the Nobel Peace Prize for orchestrating a peace deal between a country that you said he was in cahoots in. I'm dizzy. Her deception and lies leave me reeling. But I think a peace deal will come. I think a peace deal will happen. Trump will head that deal. I think that Trump is more of a kingmaker rather than a king. He's like Peter Delaplane in Action Jackson. He's more making things happen rather than being out there on the main stage in some cases. And this one, I think it's true. I think he just wants the peace because he wants the business that's on the other side. This war is a hurdle. It's a barrier between business deals and American prosperity. He's going to lock these deals up for years to come. So even if when the incompetent Democrats get back into power, even they can't fuck it up. And if you can make something Democrat proof, you've done something. If you can make something Democrat proof to where even they can't get their grubby, gnarled fingers on it and fuck it up later, you're all right with me. So I think that's what he's going to do. And Zelenskyy won't be there. He's probably all coked up. But he should be there. Why is he not clamoring to be there? Why didn't he, even if you don't get an invite, if you really want peace and you really want the dying to stop, why wouldn't you charter a plane, of course at our expense probably, and show up? I'm here. You got to let me in. I'm here. And he knows that if he showed up to talk peace, of course they'd let him in. But as long as basically we're financing everything, I guess you got to wait for your invite, Zelenskyy. If you even want. Of course, Zelenskyy doesn't want it to stop. There's billions of dollars flowing into his country. We're still taking care of his country. We're financing his country. He don't have to pay shit, or he doesn't have to supply shit for weapons. Why would he want it to stop? The whole world feels sorry for him. Poor little big bad Russia. Poor little Ukraine. He's loving the sympathy treatment. He's loving showing up here and hanging out with has-been celebrities and corrupt politicians to have his little hat in his hand. Can I have a couple more dollars, please? So you would think, out of all three of them, Trump, Putin, and Zelenskyy, that Trump would probably want peace the least. Because even though you're fighting, there have been, is it up to the millions? At least hundreds of thousands of deaths. Don't you want that to stop? I don't know. I guess not. Or he would be there. But it looks like Trump, through all of this, yes, of course he wants peace. Yes, he wants the dying to stop. But I think his ultimate goal, I think the prize that his eyes are on is American prosperity, jobs, money, wealth, independence from the government. Because if you're creating your own wealth, what do you need the government for? You only need them for a handful of things. But that handful of things does not bring in the kind of money that they're used to, the kind of corrupt cash flow that they're used to. So they can't have somebody in there that's working for us when they are clearly working for themselves. But I'm all for this peace deal. Why not? Imagine if there were no wars around the world. What would that be like? Well, we don't know. He just stopped another war between Armenia and somebody else. Damn, he just putting out fires all over the world. Do we need to get this man a red hat, a fire truck, and an axe? Because you are putting out fires. Meet me in the comments. Talk to me, Goose. What do you think of this meeting between Putin and Trump? Do you think it will bear fruit? Do you think it will bear fruit today? Because they just arrived there today. Do you think it will bear immediate fruit? Do you think it will bear fruit later on or no fruit at all? Is Putin just going to be like, fuck this, I'm not stopping until I take Ukraine? I don't know. That's why I'm meeting you in the comments. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. I'm out.